Well, hi, I'm Marilyn Brummett, and welcome to the No One is Homeless YouTube podcast. We've been with you now for a little bit of time, and what our essence is of what we want to present is hearing the heart of the homeless that are on the streets. So many times organizations talk about, this is how we help the homeless, and you hear about people's changed lives. But what about hearing the person who is still out there, is still homeless? And what are the barriers that they have for not making that decision to come in off the street? Well, today, once again, an esteemed colleague, Tony Velasuso, is going to be talking to a woman who actually says that she has been out on the street for 8 years. And, that breaks my heart. I'm sure it breaks a lot of our hearts. But we're going to hear from her what has been her barrier from seeking help and accepting help. Sometimes people seek it, but then they don't accept it. So let's cut away right away to Jennifer, who Tony Velasuso is speaking to.
Jennifer, tell us a little bit about you. Tell us a little bit about maybe your family, barriers.
My life has been a disaster since I've been on the streets. 8 years now in Miami doing drugs, trying to get back off the streets now, trying to basically get my life back together. Family barriers. Dad always physically abused me, sexually abused when I was 7, and that's basically it.
And what do women face on a daily basis out on the streets of Miami?
Women face the drug issues, the men coming at them the wrong way, trying to get them to do things they're not supposed to do, doing things that they don't need to do, tricking as far as prostitution and all that.
So what stops you from just saying, hey, Tony, hey, Marlo, hey, Miami Rescue Mission, hey, somebody, get me off the streets and take me to a place so I can get the help that I need?
I am still waiting on New Hope to get me a bed into a program. I'm still waiting, still making phone calls at this moment to get the bed that I need.
What is your drug of choice?
My drug of choice was Molly and weed, and that's it.
Drugs and alcohol addiction doesn't come in one day. What made Jennifer so empty that she needed to search for that?
Being misled, being used the wrong way, or falling into the wrong crowds.
What would you say to them, the do's and don'ts of being out in the streets?
I would tell them that it's a no-good drug. It makes you insane. It makes you go crazy. It makes you not sleep. It makes you paranoid. It makes you do things that you're not supposed to do.
Well, we've heard from Jennifer, and basically she says that she's in a vicious circle, and one of the reasons that she is having a hard time in making that decision to come off the street, and in her case it is drugs, and she is experiencing, being out there on drugs, also because of the abuse that happened to her as a child. She has not been able to work through all of this. And we say that so often here at the Caring Place. We see that over and over again. We see depression, we see mental illness, and we see drugs. And you don't know which came first. Was it the drugs first and then it caused the mental illness, or the mental illness caused people using drugs? Now, it sounds like with Jennifer, it was the abuse that she went through as a child that has really caused her to fall onto drug usage, and now in that vicious cycle of not being able to make a decision.
When was the last time you saw a family member?
The last time I saw my daughter was last year, or this year sometime when I was in the program, but left the program. Haven't seen my daughter since. Her name is Octavia Rose McElroy, and she is 2 years old. She's in foster care, but I know she is alive.
And I want you to share your heart. How does not seeing your daughter make you feel?
Not seeing my daughter makes me feel like stressed out, upset, sad. Makes me want to get in even. It makes me wanting to get into a place quicker. She motivates me to get into a place.
So you're looking for change. If somebody told you, hey, let's get off the streets right now, I'm going to send you to a program Do you think you would be able to do it right now today?
I would be able to do it today. If somebody came up to me and said, let's go, I would go. I would say, yes, sir. Yes, ma'am, I will go.
Well, you do see that she's trying to make progress. She's saying that she's waiting now for a bed with a program. These are some of the things that we connect people with. We have in-house programs, and sometimes we have to look at the whole person and say, what is best for them? Is it to come into our program or one of the collaborations that we have in the community? And so we see that that connection is trying to be made. Now, at this point, it seems as if she is waiting for a bed. Now, the question is the follow-up really going to be made? Is she really going to do it? That's one of the things maybe I can get back to you and let you know, did Jennifer actually make that decision and come in to a program that's really going to help her?
You're a mother. Is your mother alive?
My mother is alive. I just don't talk to her. I don't have her phone number. I think I knew it by heart, but I don't have it.
Do you know where she lives?
She's in Tennessee right now.
Would you like to find your mother?
I know she's okay. No, I know she's okay.
So right now you're not. If you desire one person to find, it would be
My mom, or my daughter, and my son. I got 2 kids, not just one. I got 2.
Well, now we've learned a little bit more about Jennifer. She does have a child, a 2-year-old, a little girl, and she is currently in foster care. Now, that has to give you depression to know as a mother that you cannot provide for your child. On the other hand, it also is that carrot dangled in front of you. I have to make a change. Something needs to change in my life because I need to be a mom. I love my little girl and I want to be a mother. So she is caught in trying to make decisions and also wanting. She does have that desire, and you heard her say it. I want to be with my little girl. So something is happening in her own psyche right now where she is wanting to make a change.
If you desire something, what is your biggest desire in life right now, Jennifer?
Getting into a place and getting my life together and, conquering my life.
All right. So today you're going to sleep in the streets probably, right? Can you describe that to us so we can know what you're going through on a daily basis?
I have to sleep on a hard sidewalk with blankets and a pillow, all my belongings beside me, having to watch other people's stuff, and it's hard. It's very hard. It's very stressful. It takes my energy away. It's very stressing.
What, coming here for a few hours every day to get a meal, to get a peace of mind, what does that mean to Jennifer?
I see that the staff care, the people who work here care, they have that caring heart, they give everything you need, they supply you with stuff, they supply you with clothes, blankets, even if they can't, they say no, but other than that, I'm good here.
What would Jennifer do if drugs wouldn't be in her life? What would your dream look like?
My dream would look like going to college, getting an education, getting a career, and having my own place with my husband or my significant other, whoever he is.
Amen. You also were a component of wanting to come back on Sunday for services and stuff. What does that service mean to you?
Coming back for church service, that means just, being in the Bible, getting the Word of God. That's basically the life that I'd rather live, getting the Word of God and, stepping back into seeing, going to church. That's basically just going to church.
Jennifer, we want to thank you for the time that we took together here. Thank you for speaking your heart.
Thank you, and I appreciate your time, and thank you for the Miami Rescue Mission staff.
Well, Jennifer is one of the many that come on a daily basis. We see 300 up to 400 in a day that come to the caring place, and now during the summer for water as well as a meal. So that is really critical during the summertime, the hydration. And right now, we've put out a plea, a real need for water hydration for our homeless. We do put out places and outside our facility that they can come and just get water before they're even waiting to come in and have a meal. Now, I have with me today, I always have wonderful colleagues that are here at the Caring Place, and I want you to hear also from her. Her name is Leah Sigalo. I work with her, and I love her. And she really has been one of those people here at the Caring Place. You're putting that word out. You do it through social media, various ways. And tell us a little bit, Leah, about the need of hydration and water.
Of course, of course. Thank you guys so much for having me on here today on this YouTube podcast. It's an incredible avenue to go ahead and just express our needs. So water, hydration. However, summer is getting brutal. We aren't even in the hottest of months, and we are already facing temperatures upwards of 90 degrees with heat indexes surpassing 100 degrees. Now, what does that mean? That means that our population that's homeless, needy, at risk, they're coming to us in increased avenues, increased groups, because they're looking for a sip of ice cold water. So what's going to happen? Well, let me make it quite simple for you. Our facilities, they go ahead and they open up their chapel area, and they have water, meals available for those that come to us in need. We even have a little alleyway that they come to, and they can get water as well in these times if they need a drink. Unfortunately, different community resources, they are just overrun with the need as the heat rises, as people are coming to them in increased need. So what are the main aspects that are affecting the homeless and the needy at risk in our community? The health risk, heat stroke, dehydration, and just everything else that could come with that. Sleeping conditions, they may not be able to sleep comfortably either. Let's look at the access to resources that different community partners, unfortunately, are not able to provide for them as well. And even mental health. Mental health becomes a huge risk when someone is dealing with heat exhaustion in South Florida especially.
That's right.
So we, the Caring Place, are just trying to do the best for our partners. Unfortunately, you don't hear about this in the news, but every summer, every day, some homeless individual may pass away. They are severely dehydrated. They are facing heat exhaustion, and they just do not have the resources that they need to thrive. As it was mentioned earlier with Jennifer and other people, they need to make that decision to come into the program. They need to make the decision to want. So we are asking you.
Or just into the shelter itself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why we're asking, we're putting it out there. What can you do to help us help our community? Can you give us bottled water? Can you donate financially to help us provide that for all of our guests in need that are coming to us? There's many ways to get involved, many ways to do this. You can even like, comment, and share on this page and just come up with different solutions for us. But most importantly, you can even give us a call in our offices today, 305-572-2000. 305-572-2000, and find out how you can get involved, help more. Scan the QR code in this video, and you can even just make a donation today to help one of our partners in need.
Yeah, and come alongside of us, subscribe. We're always wanting you to subscribe so you can always get the latest podcast as to hearing the heart of a homeless person that's out there on the street. Also knowing there are ways that you can help. And so subscribe, like, comment. Let us know what you would like to hear from. Maybe there's a question you'd like to ask a homeless person. Send us that. And we can actually ask those people that we're interviewing on the street, maybe the questions that you would like to know if you were talking directly to a homeless person. So all these things are ways of keeping this podcast going and knowing what our listeners are wanting to hear. And we really want you to hear the heart of that homeless person. Now, also, Jennifer, she came in that same day. As you saw the interview, we were talking to her. She came in for a meal. And we want you to know that as we talk to people, as every day, there are hundreds that are coming in to our centers just for that meal. And that's the reason we say hope begins with a meal. And we know that as they come in, they're continually loved on. You love people through food.
Yeah.
And they get a meal, they get that water, they get hydrated. A volunteer is able to put a hand on a shoulder and say, "We're so glad you're here. Let me help you serve. Let me give you this meal." Sometimes they're in the cafeteria just going through picking it up. Sometimes we have volunteers that are actually bringing it to the table. So we have various ways of showing love. And I think that that's so important, Leah, that as our homeless come in, that they feel it, know it. It's not just saying, "I love you, let me pray for you," but showing God's love in practical ways. And you've seen it over and over.
It's just an incredible thing to see. We have this little pocket of individuals that come to us on the regular. They just aren't ready to make that change, but you embrace them with love. You give them that meal. You shower them with affection. You give them hygiene when they need hygiene.
Yes.
And you just keep paving that way for them for success, because you never know when that decision will be made.
And, we want to give you a way of being a meal partner.
Exactly.
Coming alongside, because sometimes people, we love volunteers here. And so we're always asking, hey, come alongside. Go to caringplace.org/volunteer. And we're going to invite you to a volunteer orientation. But there are those that have told me, something, Marilyn, I don't have time to volunteer. But I still want to help. And so whatever that amount of financial help can be, we want to invite you to be part of. And we send you updates all the time. And, of course, with the podcast, you can always see more behind the scenes as to what's really going on. So we're always providing you that way. Come and be a partner, be a meal partner. And you can do that through going to the QR code and also that same phone number. 305, you want to give it?
572-2000. You can call us at 305-572-2000 to sponsor a meal today. It could be a monthly donation, and you'll definitely go making a change in our community as well for nutritional value.
And you know that you are actually helping people in the backyard here. Now, people may be watching this that are not in our area, but they still want to help. We don't care where you're from. You can be anywhere in the United States, the world. If you want to make a difference in someone's life and give them that hope and give them that way of saying, I've talked to people. I just want to tell you that I have talked to people that have been out on the street for several years, and we see them over and over coming in, and you say, wait a minute, do I really want to help that person? Well, when they finally make that decision, let me tell you, the life change that happens, I say yes. It's worth it that maybe a year they came for meals, but they made that decision, and now good things are happening. And we can tell you story after story, and about 40% of our staff are formerly homeless people that came in, made that decision, got their education, and now they are on staff. So they know how to talk to those people that are coming in.
And what's amazing too, what you can say when you see someone on the street? If you go to the Caring Place, I sponsored a meal for you.
Yes.
One way to help get them off that.
Yes. And we have cards. In fact, I have actually with me here, it's called the You Worth It card. And I keep this in my car.
Yep.
And when you give it to the homeless person, I try to give them something with the card. I have a little bottles of water. Sometimes
granola bar, a little mini hygiene kit, something
all
to receive
those
the
kind of
message.
Things. Because I don't want to just give them a card and they go, oh, that's what you gave me. But the card says you are worth it. And then it invites them for a free meal, tells them where to go, gives them a phone number. And you say, oh, well, they're on the street, they can't call. Oh, yes. Homeless can make a phone call. They always find a way. But it's basically a card to say, this is your free ticket for a meal. Now, they can come here, of course, without it. But, having something in your hand, I have seen them come in with the cards. That means somebody handed this to them and said, there is hope and there is a free meal for you. And that starts the process. It starts the love.
Amen to
so
that.
Hope begins with a meal. So be a meal partner. We invite you. I'm not ashamed to ask you. to be a meal partner and be part of that change process. Once again, the QR code.
Give it a scan. Give us a call in the office, 305-572-2000. We have incredible staff waiting to hear from you.
Well, there is help. There is hope out there. I'm glad you were able to hear the heart of Jennifer that's out there on the street, and we may be giving you some updates as we try to find out what really happened with Jennifer. But once again, you can help us with these podcasts, and so that you can hear the heart of the homeless, the ones that are out there, they're struggling, they want change, they just don't know how to do it, they get stuck in a cycle. But the Caring Place is one of those places that is here for them. We've been here over 100 years, and we need your help. We'd like for you to subscribe, like, comment, ring the bell, do all those things so we can continually be here to let you know how you can help and also hear the heart of that homeless person.
Hi, my name is Jeff, and I'm at the Miami Rescue Mission, and I just want to give all you donors a thanks for everything that you do, all your contributions, and all the stuff that you do here at the Miami Rescue Mission. I mean, without it, some of us would be lost and in the street, but now that you guys have what you got going on at the Miami Rescue Mission, we got a chance and an opportunity at life again. You know, we got education, we got spiritual, we got so many things happening here and going on, and we just really want to say, I appreciate you, and I appreciate what you're doing, and don't stop doing what you're doing. Thank you.